Greg, you've played some top teams in your time at Celtic. Where does this game rank?
Yeah, I think it'll be right up there. We know it's one of the world's best teams, so exciting opportunity for us to hopefully go and get a positive result.
The Champions League group stages are always really tough, but how vital is it that the club start picking up points soon?
Yeah, I spoke about this after the last game. It was disappointing in terms of result, because I think in the first two games, for large parts, we've performed well, but it's about now going to the next step and matching that with results.
Are these the nights where you hope you can do it out there in front of 60,000 fans? Yes, it's a tough opposition, but is that environment what can really help in those games?
Yeah, exactly. At Celtic Park, it's such a unique atmosphere, especially on a Champions League night, so we aim to give what the fans give us and hopefully a result to match the performance.
What do you learn from Lazio, and what must you improve on that match to make sure that that sort of result doesn't happen again?
I think it's just the small details. Spoke about this at great length. We all have. We know that you get punished for slight mistakes, and equally we want to try and play our football. We want to get on the ball, create as many chances at home. So yeah, it'll be about doing the two things.
It seemed that the full-time whistle and the full-time scenes against Lazio, that that one really hurt considering the chances you had. Is it about righting a few wrongs as well within the match tomorrow? Yeah,
it did. Definitely, you lose the game late on. It's always an awful feeling, and we knew that night we had performed well enough to definitely take points. So of course it's an entirely different opponent tomorrow night, but it's the same competition and we want to start to get points on the table.
Is that the big factor, that you don't want to look back on this campaign with nothing to show for it? You want to show that under the manager and under this squad that you have made strides, and you don't want to look back on it with 6 defeats or whatever you end up with?
Yeah, exactly. We're only 2 games into, so certainly hope it's not going to be 6 defeats. We aim to try and put on a strong performance tomorrow night. We want to have European football after Christmas, so that's been the aim, and we need to start that tomorrow night.
Greg, domestically form seems to be really improving. A really good performance at Tynecastle shows that. Do you think you need to up your level from that sort of level much in a game like this, or is that a level that will deliver the results?
No, I think we'll need to up our level. In fairness, this is the greatest competition in football, so you're playing against the best players, the best managers, so you almost have to deliver an almost perfect performance to get the 3 points that we aim for. So yeah, I think it will require an increase in level.
Results haven't come, but the performances, as everyone's saying, have been there. How have you been able to deal with the frustration that comes from not getting what you maybe feel you deserve out of these games?
As all footballers do, there's normally, especially at a club this size, there's a game very quickly that you've got to change your focus to. So we've just been, as you say, domestically very strong, and now that we're back to the Champions League, we've done our prep for the game tomorrow, and we feel we're really prepared to hopefully go and get the result we want.
Can you give us an insight into maybe some of the small details that you think you need to get right tomorrow night?
I think it's all of it. When the chances come, I feel you have to take them, and also it's about trying to limit Atletico's chances to as little as you can. As I touched on, you're playing against world-class players, so they will hurt you at times, but it's about trying to control where they can hurt you.
Not to labour the point, but we saw last season Celtic played in the Champions League, competed well, asked questions to teams better, didn't get the results. Similar story this time round. What convinces you that you can keep trying to play this way, play more football, and the results will come?
Yeah, you're spot on in terms of, we know that we last season again it was a wee bit of you performed well, but we had nothing to show for it, and we don't want to be that type of team. We want to be a team that goes on and has special nights here and creates our own historic nights. What was your second part of that question, Sonny?
Just what convinces you to keep doing that? The easy option would be to maybe go back to what maybe teams did years ago, try and nick something, hold on to it, be defensive, not be brave on the ball. What convinces you to keep doing the same thing and hoping it will come? Yeah,
I think we're not built to be a team like that. We're built as a team that wants to be pressing up high aggressive football, and I think that's also what the club demands. It's not just the players and the staff, it's the way that a Celtic team should play. So we worked every day that way to try and play that way, so to try and just change that for a one-off game, I don't see the understanding that.
When you were young, you must have seen those huge European nights. You must have watched them on the telly, enjoyed them. Is it frustrating for you that some of that, not necessarily the magic's gone from here, but it's been difficult to recreate those big famous nights here?
Yeah, that's what I touched on. That the atmosphere that on a Champions League night here it's not like many other stadiums in the world. So we want to give the fans something that they can enjoy. And as I touched on, as a squad of players, we want to create our own times of history. We did that domestically last season, but it's now about trying to do it in Europe.
If you look at the team that started at Tynecastle, the vast majority of them were here last season, played in the Champions League. Is that going to help? Do you feel different going into these games than maybe you did at the start of last season? Maybe more comfortable, given you know that the level of football you're playing is what's needed?
Yeah, I think that experience definitely helps. A lot of us, last year it was our first experience of the Champions League, and we learned the hard lessons of that. Again, in the first two games, performance has been close, but we've not gave the full 90-minute performance, and we know that we need to do that sooner rather than later.
Does it feel the last couple of games and the Lazio game as well, the way you played it is kind of coming together, the fluidity? Do you feel that on the pitch?
Yeah, I think it's we've also got new players this year. We're growing as a team and as a squad. The boys that have come in are learning the system. We're learning a new system, and we're gradually building and hopefully towards something strong.
The performance at Tynecastle has been one of the best of the season so far domestically. Greg, what was behind that? Is players being back from injury giving confidence to the squad again, and does that give you guys a boost going into the fixture tomorrow?
Yeah, I think that's the big part. We've had a lot of injuries at the start of the season, which never helps, especially a new team. But I think just as the games have went on, we're getting gradually stronger. We're gelling better, and we're playing the type of football that we want. So hopefully that will be the theme of the season as it goes on.
Greg, people often talk about the step up at this level. As a player, what's your experience of the differences at this level, and do you feel like the team is getting better in terms of their ability to compete in this competition?
Yeah, I think in terms of level, you definitely get punished for mistakes. You can't make as many mistakes, and the tempo of the game's quicker. You need to do it maybe whether in domestically you can take 2 and 3 touches. It has to be 1 or 2 touches. So there is moments such as that, but we're also a team that wants to dominate the ball domestically and Europe. So that's what we're going to try and do throughout the European campaign.
Obviously, the approach to the games now are under Brendan Rodgers rather than Ange Postecoglou, but what do you think the main difference is coming into these games from the two of them?
I think we're playing very similar styles of football with and without the ball. It's a high press in terms of we're trying to get the ball back quickly, and when we have the ball we're trying to hurt teams. So I don't think the styles are drastic. There's that many differences. There'll be small pointers that we'll work on in training, but over a whole there's not many big changes.
From the last few games we've seen goals scored that you can clearly see that's been worked on in the training ground, quick 1-2s, balls into the space, a midfielder running. Do you think this is so important and vital in these games coming up, the European games? We saw in the Lazio game with Kyogo's goal, it was a quick 1-2. Do you think these are the type of goals that will can damage these teams?
Yeah, I think at any level that's type of goals that will hurt teams. If you move the ball quickly and you get into the zones that we try to hit, I think that is how we can definitely try and capitalise and score.